Native Americans believe in portals and they call them sacred places. Just like the Irish, if you notice the pattern there, they also believe that there's a place that you can go through to the spiritual world. So in other words, a vow where we're on this side and possibly they can actually see us on the other side even though we can't see them. And again, it just shows you how many different races around the world all believe in portals from ancient times. In the Hindu religion, this image here, or symbol, is what they believe you can go and see the divine. The Incas had this symbol as a way of crossing over to a different place. This amazing place is Mayan and it's a sinkhole, but they actually believed this was also a portal. Maybe it was. The UFO Roswell crash in 1947 was real, and I'll prove it by the end of this second video. There's going to be two parts. So the first part's talking about Kenneth Arnold, who claimed he saw a fleet of UFOs shaped like that in June 1947. The Pentagon recently, just a few days ago in fact, have said that they're still tracking these unidentified flying objects, but find no alien origins. In other words, they're tracking them, but they can't see where they're landing. In other words, which country are they coming from? Why can't they? Because let's be honest, they're going into space and they know this already. But let's look at it from a logical point of view. Back in the 50s, when this guy said they're tracking the same UFOs flying around, they also couldn't figure out which country. So in other words, since 1950 to now, with all the technology, they haven't seen one UFO land in another country to say, aha, it belongs to Russia or Germany. Keep watching, I'll prove Roswell. Following on from my previous video about the UFO Roswell crash in 1947, so we've only got two accounts of something happening in 1947, Kenneth Arnold and the Roswell crash, both a month apart. Now the CIA listened to Kenneth Arnold and actually set up a thing called Project Sign, and it was actually originally called Project Saucer. So they've took one man's word for it to actually set up and look into flying objects, which is really stupid because I could tell them that I've seen a hairy poo-poo man. Doesn't mean that there was one. So they've took this guy's testimony really seriously without any evidence. And have a listen to this.
Analyze to the best of our ability anything in the air that may have the possibility of threat or menace to the United States. In pursuit of this obligation, since 1947...
Since 1947. Just two things. Do you think Roswell crash was real then? Yes. I still get asked where the translations of the tablets are, so I've now put them all on my Patreon page, patreon.com/outrohistory, free of charge. You can go down here and read the links, etc. Thought I'd just, while on my Patreon page, show you other things that's on here. So many videos now, all properly edited, etc. So for example, true stories, which I've heard over my 40 years of research, and as you see, they're not me pointing the camera at the screen, it's actual videos that's edited. We've got the Skinwalker Ranch reply that I've done. We've got what Sumerian stuff means, absolutely amazing video there. If you want to know what they are before you even go and read all the translations, you can find out what certain things mean. We've got documentaries, 4-hour documentaries on spirits and ghosts. We've got, there's just, look, I mean, you can get the idea. Our True History on Patreon. Breaking news, California may have a humongous earthquake, and that's because a leak in the ocean that is leaking water upwards from the centre. Yes, Our True History has been saying it for a long time that the centre is not made of iron, not a solid ball, and in fact recently scientists have been agreeing that it is actually a liquid. In fact, they're even saying Mars has a liquid core, however they're also saying it's an iron alloy, and they're guessing at that. But they do know that it's liquid. So if Earth's got a liquid core and Mars has got a liquid core, and wait for it, alien worlds could host more water than on rocks, that scientists thought, and that is how Earth got formed. Basically, a comet, which is ice, gets clumped together, and then you end up with an ice core. And in fact, again here, asteroid may have more water than Earth. So once again, Our True History, follow me because I seem to be always right. I have covered this in a previous video, but I thought as this new person's asked him, I'll mention it again. So this person's talking about the Sumerian tablets and wrote, I'm not convinced that the Sumerian tablets are 100% true. Imagine someone from the future unearthed the library of our time and read Harry Potter. The problem we've got is we've got over 2 million tablets that span thousands of years, written in different locations, different languages, talking about the same thing. So you would need a concerted effort for thousands of years to go around and tell everyone to start talking about Enlil and Enki, start talking about temples that we've physically got, the temples, start talking about all the things that Enlil and Enki did, and carvings and everything else to make one hell of a story. We've got carvings of the actual Anunnaki that talk about them. Do you really think that was made up? No, it wasn't.